When we think of artificial intelligence, we imagine something weightless, a digital ether floating invisibly in the cloud, processing our requests out of thin air. But the cloud is heavy. AI is a massive industrial machine. It requires thousands of tons of concrete and steel, staggering amounts of electricity, and millions of gallons of water just to exist. To train modern AI models, developers need these endless rows of black server racks. They are densely packed, running 24/7, and generating immense heat. The push to build these facilities is driven by a global strategic race. The United States and China are competing for dominance in semiconductors, robotics, and military satellite communications, all of which depend on this computing infrastructure. Building this infrastructure is a strategic necessity for the nation. But the physical and environmental burden of housing it, the noise, the power drain, the sprawling footprint, falls entirely on the local municipalities where they are built. When a hyperscale data center is proposed for a town, residents and planners face a stark reality. You have a massive, windowless facility placed right next to human-scale residential neighborhoods. Deciding whether to approve one of these projects is never a simple yes or no. The sheer physical footprint of a data center permanently alters a town's landscape. How do we build the computing power America needs without sacrificing the communities expected to host it? Communities have to reject binary choices and enter ruthless negotiations. To separate developer promises from contractual facts, you need a reality check. Specifically, a framework of 10 critical questions. The first category to evaluate is resource drain. We need to look past marketing hype about green computing and examine the actual consumption metrics. Hyperscale AI facilities generate extreme heat, requiring industrial-level evaporative cooling. These massive silver pipes and cooling towers cycle relentlessly, keeping servers from melting down. In drought-prone areas, a single facility can consume millions of gallons of water every day. That puts corporate data processing in direct competition with local agriculture and drinking water supplies. Then there is the electrical demand. Connecting a 100 megawatt facility to the local grid causes a massive spike in baseline strain, requiring heavy electrical substations and specialized insulators just to handle the industrial load. Even when developers promise green energy, the total demand usually outstrips the local renewable supply. Covering that gap means relying on fossil fuel backups or taking up massive tracts of land for new solar farms. This chart compares a standard town's daily water and power consumption against a single hyperscale AI facility. Communities must demand exact figures for gallons and megawatts. During a drought, an emergency curtailment plan must cap the data center's draw to preserve the residential baseline. Failing to secure firm contractual limits on these resources pits corporate computing profits directly against a community's basic survival needs. The second category to evaluate is the economic reality. Developers frequently pitch tax windfalls and job creation as the primary reasons to approve a project. To make a location financially appealing, these companies commonly request heavy property and sales tax abatements. By granting these tax breaks, the community surrenders the exact revenue it needs to maintain the roads, sewers, and infrastructure that the data center is actively straining. To secure initial approval, developers promise thousands of new jobs. And building these sites does require massive industrial labor. But the construction boom is temporary. It lasts only 2 years before transitioning to full operation. Once operational, permanent staff levels are small. The specialized fiber optic and networking roles required to keep the servers online are frequently filled by highly trained specialists brought in from outside the community, rather than local residents. The negotiation rule here is simple. Communities must demand an itemized list separating temporary construction jobs from guaranteed permanent local hires. Without strict payment in lieu of taxes agreements and upfront funding for infrastructure, communities end up socializing the costs of the development, while the profits remain strictly private. The final category to evaluate is quality of life, which looks at what it is actually like to live next to an AI data center. The acoustic impact is immediate. High-volume cooling fans generate a relentless, 24/7 low-frequency humming that penetrates nearby homes and backyards. There are also secondary pollution risks. Regular testing of on-site backup diesel generators releases heavy air emissions and creates significant industrial noise. Then there are the physical hazards. Managing high-risk lithium-ion or electrical fires requires highly specialized training and equipment that most local fire departments simply do not have. The negotiation role is that communities must demand independent acoustic and emission studies measured at the property line and fully funded by the developer. Without transparent and strictly enforced environmental limits, a town risks sacrificing its unique character to an unaccountable, resource-intensive corporate campus. The core lesson in all of this is that a reassuring verbal statement in a public meeting is not the same as an enforceable commitment. This flowchart shows the rule of 5, the ultimate filter for every developer promise. It asks, where is the number? Who verified it? Is it in the approval? Who enforces it? And the penalty. If a promise fails any gate, the project should not be approved. For economic pragmatists, this framework safely revitalizes abandoned industrial sites, turning blight into revenue by implementing strict clawback provisions if developers fail to deliver. For residents focused on quality of life, the framework protects pristine land from industrial encroachment, forcing developers to prove they won't degrade the surrounding area. You don't have to be a passive recipient of corporate development. By asking the right questions, you become an active, informed negotiator. To master the 10 critical questions to navigate the high-stakes debate of the AI cloud, check out The Price of the AI Cloud, available now.